We live in a world with barrier islands. These fragile and ephemeral islands are simply elongated strips of land that lay parallel to the mainland. They are constantly changing, shifting, a fine example of nature's complexity. It was long thought that these barrier islands, that are important sources of research for coastal geology and ecology, were formed like every other island. But now, a new wind is about to blow. All the God King Miller requires is that you accept the theory of the upbuilding of submerged sandbars concerning the Barrier Island formation. Just a simple token of magnet submission to Wallops.
Upbuilding the sandbar. Now that's a bit of a problem.
Are you sure? Allow me to explain. Waves break over a submerged sandbar, slowly depositing sediments. Over a matter of hundreds or even thousands of years, these sediments begin to pile up and the sandbar eventually rises above the sea level. As this sandbar rises and nutrients are deposited, life appears. It starts with primary plants and eventually becomes inhabited by animals. Once this life emerges, a barrier island ecosystem has been formed, and the area in between the barrier island and the mainland is now called a lagoon.
Rumor has it, TJ has turned you down. Then of course Blair has a reputation to consider.
Choose your next words carefully.
Another theory is spit growth and later segmentation by an inlet. A spit is a narrow point of land extending into a body of water that is shaped by the action of water and currents. A spit develops from a point on a shore. This spit grows longer and longer with the help of longshore currents. The spit eventually grows so long that it becomes weak and brittle, and is split during a storm. This split forms a tidal inlet and a barrier island.
Madman. You're a madman.
Air and water. But you'll find plenty of both down there.
No man pulls with a Blair. No man threatens a messenger.
You bring the broken theories of conquered scientists to my city's steps. You insult my intelligence. You threaten my magnets with bad grades and no calculators.
Oh, I've chosen my words carefully, Persian. Perhaps you should have done the same.
This is blasphemy. This is madness.
This is
Blair!
This is the best video game documentary ever, but I can't believe they didn't talk about the mainland beach with submergence.
Of course not, because that's the worst theory out of all of them.
Do you even know what mainland beach with submergence is?
Yeah, it's when you go down to the beach and somebody buries your head in the sand.
No, you idiot. Look, they're explaining it right now. In the theory of mainland beachward submergence, rising sea levels submerge a dune ridge parallel to the coast. Over the past few hundred years, water levels have been increasing at a faster pace, expediting this process. As the water level rises, it immerses the dune, leaving the ridge as a barrier island and the lagoon in between the barrier island and the mainland. See, I told you.
Shh, it's still going on.
Barrier Island formation, a worthy cause for warfare. I lived for spit formation and later segmentation, and I die for spit formation and later segmentation. A worthy cause for warfare. Or is it? Segmentation. Segmentation. Save whales. What? Segmentation. 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 Save whales. Segmentation. 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 Save whales. Segmentation.
These barrier islands are critical to the survival of numerous habitats and refuges. They shield the coastline from the harsh winds and waters of disaster. As we continue to learn about these islands, we find that we may disrupt nature's balance with our industrialism, adding to their existing environmental stresses. Barrier islands face pressure from waves that continuously add and remove sediments, to winds that constantly shift the sands and ecosystems, and even hurricanes that erode and devastate the coasts.
For example, Ocean City's inlet that separates Fenwick Island from Assateague Island was opened by a hurricane in 1933. Although there were jetties in place to slow the ocean water, enough for sand to be deposited along the beach, it disrupted the pattern by which the sand was shifted by the longshore currents. Consequently, the sand built up behind the north jetty and eroded behind the southern jetty at such a fast pace that Assateague Island shifted almost half a mile in less than 75 years, a dramatic change considering the extremely short time frame in which it occurred.
In order to prevent further damage, there are other mechanisms in place besides jetties to protect barrier islands from excessive force. A groin is a structure that is built out of the sea and runs perpendicular to the shore in order to prevent sediment transport that is moving in the same direction as the longshore current. This is a cost-effective solution to creating a healthy beach on one side to protect the land behind it. Seawalls are most often used with another type of defense because it is a temporary solution to dampening the effects of ocean waves, and one that needs to be replaced often or else it will be eroded by the sea spray. We would like to thank Dr. Miller for a wonderful experience and for giving us an A on this project. Remember,
This is Blair! Save the whales. That was the best Wallops project ever, yaar!